Well, hello, everyone. Doing a quick run here. How's everybody this afternoon or this evening, depending upon where you're located? It is still February 24th, 2025. We are live on TikTok, Rumble, YouTube, X. And boy, it is it's a challenge. Alex, if you're hearing this, I wasn't able to get the Facebook up. There's all kinds of issues. So people are saying you can't hear me. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Is that better? Can everyone hear me now? I think I got it fixed. There we go. Is that better? Can everyone hear me now? Let's see. Okay, good. We got it going. What do you know? This whole technology thing, you guys, you have to bear with me. It's interesting to say the least. So let's see who we have in here. We have, and by the way, I've got this new setup where we are streaming to 4 platforms at a time. And it's kind of a mishmash of technology and hardware. So if there are some issues at some point, just let me know. Let me see if I can turn off the camera mirroring. There we go. All right, so the camera should be right now. At least I think it is. Again, my apologies. All righty, so it sounds like you can hear me now, which is good. Right, let's see who we have here, everybody. Drop me a note in the chat and let me know if where you're located so we can say hello. So the real Alex is here, but he won't be able to join us at this point. He's busy with some things, but he did give me the thumbs up. It looks like we are getting the audio now. Barbie is here. Welcome, Barbie. Melissa's here. Hey, Melissa. Christy B, you are here. Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Tanya Moonheimer. Tanya in Minnesota. I'm sorry if I just destroyed that name, Tanya. I'll just go by Tanya from now. How's that? Hillbilly Jones is here. Welcome, Hillbilly. Joe Buckwheat, too, is here from Minnesota. Welcome. Richard Sherman is here. Welcome, Richard. Tina from Long Island. Welcome. So, as I said, we're doing this new kind of hey, we got a hat and mustache. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Melissa. Very sweet of you. Oh, and before I forget, so I now have instituted subscriptions on TikTok. So you can subscribe to my channel on TikTok. I think it's $2.99 a month. It supports this channel, but you also have a whole bunch of different benefits with that. And I'll get into that later. But if you feel the need and would like to join and be part of our subscription base, that would be wonderful. Now we are waiting. I think we've got Dave coming on, but I'm waiting for him to send me a message and let me know he's here. Monty, 65 from Vanderpleats from Virginia. Welcome. So as I said, there's so much going on right now. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you are watching on X, YouTube, or Rumble, if you would, send me a message in the chat and let me make sure that chat is working. I think it's working, but I'm not really sure at this point. So I'm doing my best. Without Alex here, it's cross your fingers and hope for the best. So, so let's talk about, well, let's double tap that screen if you're on TikTok. Share this live out. Let's get a bunch of people piled in here. If you can contribute to our daily goal, that would be wonderful. So Dave 64 said, what's your take on Trump voting with Russia? I assume Russia. Well, I tend to think that President Trump has a method to his madness, as always. So I lean towards whatever he's doing, it's in the best interest of America. Now, again, we'll have, oh, wait, I think Dave is here. Hold on, let me see here. Mega Dave. Guests. Okay, I think we got Dave set up here. Yep, here comes Big Dave. Hey, Dave. Can you hear me? I don't think I can hear you. Hold on 1 second here. Oh my gosh, all this technology, you guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Why isn't that working? Hold on 1 second, everybody. Got to figure out the technical issue here. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Let me see if I can do it this way. All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Sam.
Can you hear me, Dave?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yep. I don't know what is going on with this stuff. I must have pushed the wrong button or something, but I couldn't hear anybody there for a minute. Anyway, so we have Real Alex making fun of me in the chat because of my lack of understanding when it comes to technology. Thanks a lot, Alex. Dave, let me do a little house cleaning here. So we've got Mega Dave sent a rose. Thanks, Dave. Melissa sent a cake of some sort. Thank you, Melissa. 80 Deuce Jeff is here. Welcome, Deuce. He sent a cake as well. Melissa sent a heart hand, I think it's called. Thank you, Melissa. It's very kind of you. Coach B is here. Welcome, Coach B. Secret Squirrel is here. Welcome, Squirrel. Glad you could make it. So, as I was saying, Dave, we've got this new technology set up. If you saw what this studio looked like right now, you would laugh. The only thing that it's missing is duct tape at this point. Okay, so so bear with me as I go forward here. So we have Alex. I know you weren't making fun. I'm just pulling your leg. So as I said, we've got people over on X, YouTube, and Rumble. Paulo Meza, welcome, Paulo. Israel Salas, welcome. So with all that's going on in recent times, like we spoke about this morning, Dave, what have you seen today that brings to your attention at this point?
Well, I tell you what, I haven't done much research. I've been chasing myself all day. I did a little work. I was talking to Alex on live, doing some farm work today. So it's 60 degrees in Iowa.
Oh, wow. Nice.
A little bit.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yep.
Special Case 765 says you got to have duct tape and baling wire. Boy, isn't that the truth? If you saw this studio, you would understand that's exactly what's happening over here. I think we need to adjust this just a little bit. I'm afraid to push too hard because I'm afraid it's just going to all crumble if I'm not careful. All right. Well, I think we got it going there. So 60 degrees today in Iowa.
Yes.
Wow. I think it broke almost 80 here in California. Go figure. What the hell's going on is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Could it have something with the stuff that they're spraying in the skies, Dave?
Well, I don't know anymore. We'll see. We'll see how that starts or shuts down or fires back up. Who knows here?
Exactly. And who knows what comes out. And who knows what's already happened that we're just not, privy to at this point. Christy B said it's 60 degrees in Hayesville, Kansas, 70 in Tulsa, according to Robert Mann. It was frozen for a week and now it's 70. Well, welcome to chemtrails, everybody. I think that has something to do with the weather manipulation. We know they've been doing that for a very long time. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what's going on right now. So let's see here. We have, boy, you know what, Dave? I think I screwed up. I don't know what no, I guess not. I think it's still working. Oh, boy. The Real Alex said the USA paid the light bill to China and they turned up the sun for us. Oh, isn't that the truth? How deep does that rabbit hole go, you guys? It goes quite deep, in my opinion. So if you're on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. Let's get a bunch of people piled in here. If you can contribute to our daily goal, that would be great. And again, I do now have subscriptions on my TikTok channel. I think it's $2.99 a month, and you get a whole bunch of benefits from it. I'd love to have you be part of it. So if you can join, please do. User said they're spraying in Kentucky today. Interesting. Well, we have, let's see. So now it's looking like our subscribers have a specific badge. We have Christy B is now a subscriber. We have 80 Deuce Jeff is a subscriber. Right. Our Jeff Code 24 is a subscriber. Excuse my language. I'm a little tongue-tied here. Our Jeff Code just sent a some kind of gift. I can't tell what that is, but thank you, RJF Code. Appreciate it. So, as I said, Dave, with RFK hitting the ground running, Kash Patel bringing in Dan Bongino, are we going to see some fireworks here pretty soon?
I sure hope so. I mean, I think the majority of Americans at this point are just sitting on the edge of their seats and waiting for them to spill the beans. Let's put it that way.
I think that's very true. I think that's very true. What's that?
Yep. I was going to say there was some stuff. They're saying now that the Trump administration's backing off their response to the Elon's email. So whether that's true or not, but that's in the news tonight.
Well, did you see all of the people from MSNBC and NBC that have been let go, including Lester Holtz? I couldn't think of a better person for it to happen to.
I know there's more to that. We talked about that earlier today. Is like if you look back at all the lead anchors that have either retired, let go, or been fired, or quit is amazing. There's more to that story.
Very much so. Very much so. So Jeff said, I'm waiting for my monthly subscription box of goodies to show up. Well, unfortunately, Deuce, it's all electronic or electronic as far as the app is concerned. Country Living said it's 55 degrees in East Texas. I wonder what the temperatures are typically in East Texas this time of year.
Well, you'd think they'd be warmer, wouldn't you?
Again, with all of the geoengineering going on, I don't know what to think about any of it. So we have, Country Living said it should be warmer. Interesting. Kimmer sent a heart. Thank you so much, Kimmer. And a hand heart. Thanks so much. RDPSC said, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel equals winning. Isn't that the truth? I've been watching, Dave, a whole bunch of the videos from Dan Bongino as of late. He was not holding anything back. If that's any indication of what we're about to see, Katie, bar the door because I think it's on. What do you think?
Yep. I watched him before we went live this morning. I watched him live on his show, and he was in tears. He's an emotional guy.
Yeah.
He's worried about his family. He goes, "Well, we have to do it. We got to stand up for our country, and we have to get it right for them. For the kids."
Absolutely, I agree. I absolutely agree. Oh, Alex said that we are loud and proud on X. Okay, thank you, Alex. So we have, let's see, everybody on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. You can contribute to our daily goal, great. But send me some messages in the chat. Let me know where you're located so we can say hello. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat, whether it's on X, YouTube, Rumble, or TikTok. Oh, Alex said he can join us now. Great. Hold on, Alex. Let me get you. Let me see where you're at. Hold on, everybody. I'm getting Alex to bring on. I'm bringing on Alex. And I have to kind of, let's see here. Oh, here we are. Okay. All right. Are you there, Alex? The man, the myth. He's here.
Finishing dinner. I found it pretty hysterical that federal employees that were upset about having to respond to an email asking what 5 things they did had time during the business day to go live on national television with news stations to cry about having to send an email that probably, if they were doing their job, took them all of maybe 1 minute conservatively.
Right. Well, I think what we're witnessing firsthand is people that have been getting away with murder for a long time are now in a place where they can't get away with it anymore.
Carefully with your words, sir.
Yeah, I know. So, King of Hearts 11, Lauren here. Hey, King of Hearts. Kathy Ketchum Pavlo. So, and 80 Deuce Jeff said, yep, laugh out loud and cried. I only have 48 hours to respond. How long does it take to
Joy-
type out an email?
Was it Joy Bear, Mad Cow, Mad Owl? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Are all on TV crying about pay cuts and how important their show is, and thinking, if it was getting ratings, we wouldn't get in a pay cut.
You think?
Right.
Yeah. Had they not lost
Did you hear the
70%?
breaking news, Alex, on Sam's in the running to replace Dan. I hear.
Let's go.
Well,
I would vote for that in a heartbeat.
well, I would gladly step into the position, but I think I'm a little too mellow compared to the way Dan Bongino goes off. But maybe they could have me sit on some kind
hit
of
the weights. You gotta hit the weights.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I could put up with him, physically. I just mean his demeanor is, boy, he doesn't play around. The expletives that he uses. Wow.
I don't think Dave understands your stature, sir. At a towering 6'4" and former bodybuilder.
6'3".
You know what? I would pay to see you and Mr. Bongino arm wrestle.
Well, I don't know, how old is Dan? He's got to be what, 50, 55? I don't even know.
He's my age, 73.
So, yeah, no,
I wouldn't arm wrestle Sam.
No, I have no interest in physically confronting him. I'm just talking about the way he presents himself on camera. He's a no nonsense, tell it like it is, don't mess around kind of guy. I think I'm a little more, how would I say it? A little more easygoing, maybe. Huh?
A little more nonchalant.
Yeah, exactly. So we got some, let's go do some house cleaning here. Darkwolf said, I worked for the DOD. I received the email and was ordered not to respond. Wow, Darkwolf, thank you for that information. Very interesting. Wow. Yeah, exactly. We have another gentleman who I believe nameless, who is a police officer on the East Coast. And that's all I'll say. But he messaged me today telling me that their department used to have to reach out to the ATF when a certain situation would take place. And he said that all changed today. Now they're reporting directly to the FBI. So what I think may be happening is what we talked about this morning, Dave. They're going to roll the ATF into the FBI, disband it, or maybe the DEA. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I hope so, because I've had a pending transaction with the ATF for over 3 months now. My father-in-law and I went to the store the same day, bought the same goods, and he was able to pick up his goods within 2 weeks, and I'm sitting at 3 months. So wow. I called ATF today and went through the process because it has to be past 90 days and asked them, hey, what's going on? Because when I called them before, they said, well, we can't tell you anything until it's after 90 days. Okay. So I called back today after 90 days. You know what they told me?
What?
It's pending. I'm like, no shit. It's pending. Well, we can't give you any more information than that. You need to email this email, blah, 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 blah. So I emailed that email, and all they said was, well, we're waiting for the FBI NCIS background check. Huh. And I'm like, that's odd, because I've done multiple purchases that background check went right through. So then I had to go down the rabbit hole of trying to contact FBI and NCIS, which you get a call center, and, they're like, well, and I was like, can somebody just they come, here's what he said. Well, sir, they are processed in the order that they are received. And legit, I said, bullshit, because my father-in-law bought the same thing the same day, and he got it in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me what's holding it up? Well, sir, it's pending. Oh, my God, somebody take me to the other side.
Wow.
So, yeah, it'd be great if they could get the processes and procedures and everything underneath one roof. I mean, if they did away with that particular agency, my feelings wouldn't be hurt, because most of what they are rules and regulations, not laws.
Yeah, created by bureaucrats that were not elected to office.
100%.
Absolutely, I agree.
Red tape,
RDPSC.
red tape.
What's that, Dave?
Red tape, red tape, red tape.
Exactly.
Yeah. Plus, to make the purchase, you have to get a $200 tax stamp.
Wow. RDPSC said maybe they can learn to code. We have, let's see here. Oh boy, I've been trying to keep up here. How many of them are fake names getting paid by kickbacks, according to Hillbilly Jones? Our Jeff Coates said, Sam replacing Dad would just be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome, but I'm not holding my breath, or I can hold my breath, but you can call and ask for Mr. Blue, is what I'm guessing. Lammy, our Huckleberry, is here. Hey, Lammy. We have KAD 1972 from Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome, Janet. Hello, everyone. Hi, Janet. Hey, Kimmer's here. Hi, Kimmer. Our Jeff Coates said, Sam, could you imagine Alex taking over for Dan at the FCC? We'd have a heart attack. Exactly. 80s Deuce Jeff said, in other words, they lost it. Yep, exactly. Kafin said, I work for Virginia. We were advised to answer. Interesting. So there is dissension among the ranks, it looks like.
I don't think dissension will last long, because once you're found to be dissenting, you shall be judged and removed from your position.
Right, exactly.
I mean, if I was the head of it, that would be the way it would be.
Right.
Exit stage left.
The
Right.
bearded bandit would be coming in with guns ablazing.
You just made my wife chuckle.
Well, she's the one that came up with your moniker. Got to blame her, not me.
I'm shaving the beard off tonight.
So Maddie sent a rose. Maddie, thank you for sending the rose. So again, on TikTok, double tap that screen, share this live out. Let's get a bunch of people piled in here. If you are on X, YouTube, or Rumble, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button on whatever platform you're on. Hey, Cameron Clark is here from YouTube. Hey, Cameron Clark. Welcome, Cameron. So, oh, Janet just sent 3 roses. Thank you so much, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
So, yeah, I think based on what I'm seeing, if things are moving fast and furious, as we all know, RFK Jr. is getting his footing. He's moving. He came out with an interview, I think it was today, and he just let people have it. I was just shocked by how, I mean, both barrels he gave it to him. And if he keeps up that type of enthusiastic approach, I think we're going to see quite a bit happen in the very near future. What do you guys think? What are we looking at here in the near future?
Man, Sam, we're a little over a month in, and we're watching so much so fast happen. And I mean, with Cash and now adding Bongino to that, like, okay, they built a 700 horsepower 427 engine for this car, right? Trump set the engine in, and then they're putting Bongino, they're plugging in turbos,
Nitrous.
Like we are about to do like a 7-second quarter mile, balls on fire the whole way, man. It's coming.
I think you're right.
That's right.
I absolutely think you're right. Let's not. Go ahead, Dave.
The report Doge is going to use AI to access the responses of federal workers.
Well,
with their email.
One of my points for tomorrow morning's dispatch is there is now a Doge website for every department. And they talk about turning up the heat. They are not playing around. And
no.
Yeah. Tracy Fagan once said, so happy for Dan. Me too. I mean, that guy's really put America first. He stands for what he speaks loudly based on what he believes to be true. Whether you agree with him or not, you have to give the man kudos for standing up for what he believes. Just like with President Trump. He puts his money where his mouth is.
When it comes to Dan, honestly, I never met the man, only know what we know from what we've, and digested of his podcast and his radio show. And the whole attempt on Trump in Pennsylvania, It wasn't within but just a couple of weeks where on his radio show, he's like, I'm talking, you know who I'm talking to right now, and I'm telling you that you have 24 hours to do what's right, or I'm going to know, and you need to be letting people know. And it's for me that would summarize a Dan Bongino, bar none, integrity.
Right.
He's not compromised. He's a man of his word. He's probably a guy that you could do a handshake deal with and know that it would be followed through on.
I would agree 100%. 100%. I think we're issues here again. Jeez, these AirPods are.
You're not hearing us, Sam?
I can hear you, but if I plug in my microphone, then the only way I can hear you is through my AirPods. But my AirPods don't seem to want to connect to my iPad. They're trying to connect to my Mac and my iPhone. So, you know, like I said before you came on, Alex, the only thing that's missing in this studio is duct tape at this point.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. Let's just have at it the way it is. So.
You sound great. It's coming through loud and clear, sir.
Okay, good. Shabby Maverick.
Nobody knows that you're not using that microphone.
Oh, that's right. I know now. I probably don't even need it here, but I had it all set up. I thought, oh man, Alex is going to be proud of me. I got all the technology working, and then not. Go figure.
I'm proud of you, sir.
Thank you. So Shabby Maverick said, I think they think they've got a real job ahead when it comes to cities, towns, and grassroots levels. I think there's a lot of truth to that. The trickle-down effect from the federal government to the city and state level is going to be significant, and I think we're already seeing it here in California. What do you guys think?
I had conversations about that today, just in my current county. You know, as far as household income goes, the county that I'm in is relatively low for the state, right? But we have the same tax rates as Johnson County, which is one of the top 500 richest counties in the country. And, you know, you'd think that if you get out into the sticks and rural, that there's some savings for that. And I mean, pardon my language, but we don't have shit to show for this high tax rate that we have in this county. The roads are freaking potholes. I could go on and on, but we were just, you happened to call me while we were at our friend's house, Sam, and that's some of what we were talking about. She's like, she was a high school teacher for, 30 plus years, and she's recently discovered X, and she's like, oh my, there is all kinds of information out there. And she admitted, she said, I used to think people like you were crazy, Alex. But holy crap, you guys are right. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And you need to go here and look at this, and you need to go here and look at this. I started nerding out. She's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Too much information.
Right. Well, it's like General Flynn says, local action creates national impact. And I truly believe that. And I think that's an example of it, teaching people what to look for, giving them some guardrails so they have some direction, some idea of what, where they're going. And I think that's what happens. So let's do a little house cleaning here. Terry, I'm glad I found you guys. We're glad you found us too. Richard Sherman, what are your thoughts? I'm not sure on what, Richard, so let me know what you're talking about. Tranny2 said, I love how you guys are smiling and having a blast. If we weren't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it. I'll tell you that right now. Jen said, I'm definitely getting the popcorn ready with this team that Trump has. Boy, isn't that the truth? Hey, Tam at the Ranch is here.
More cases.
What's that?
I just ordered 4 more cases of popcorn. It's going to be a long movie.
Exactly. User said you do have all the tech working at the same time. Yeah, I think it's working. It's just kind of cumbersome. So thanks for hanging in there with me. Oh, and now here's another thing. As I've been talking about the last couple of lives, you are able to subscribe to my channel now. And I turned on, Alex, I meant to send you an email with all of the benefits of the subscriptions. I'll send it to you later tonight. But now we have, we can see in our chat who's one of our subscribers. And one of those subscribers is 80 Deuce Jeff. he is one of our new subscribers. So let's everybody give 80 Deuce Jeff a hand. And he just sent some sort of a gift. Thank you. Hey, Nanner's here. Hi, Nanner. Crypto Dad said, it's pretty damn sad that I get the real news from TikTok. Can't trust legacy media. Well, you can look at it that way, Crypto Dad, or you can look at it, thank God we have TikTok and we have other social media platforms so that we can figure out what the heck is actually going on. Because up until a few years ago, that wasn't the case. But I'm glad you're here, Crypto Dad.
So just real quick, Sam, before you continue the house cleaning, look, the subscription, the likes, the shares, the gifts, Sam spends hours a day, guys, verifying articles, figuring out what's going on out there in the world so that he can put that 3-minute daily dispatch that we all look forward to in the morning together. And so anything that you can do, and even in the smallest way, if it's just tapping the screen and liking or passing it along to somebody you think might enjoy the content, I'm telling my real life friends that, hey, you need to check this out in the mornings. He does the daily dispatch every morning. Just spread the word. It helps Sam because, he's doing this for all of us. If there weren't any people interested in hearing what he had to say, he wouldn't have, almost 100,000 followers. So let's support him back because we do appreciate what you do for us, Sam.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I do love doing it. Amber Rose, who's new here, said, I followed you all. Just have a feeling y'all are intelligent and my gut feelings have been on point. Thank you, Amber. I can't speak for myself, but certainly Alex and Dave are intelligent. That's for sure. So you can't go wrong.
Come on,
man. Lazy Talk says, I thought Republicans wanted to ban TikTok. Well, we talked about this this morning. I think that the switch has already been made on TikTok. If you look at President Trump came on 7 or 8 months ago on the platform. Then you had TikTok go down and they said, well, we're hoping that President Trump could help us when it went down. And then 12 hours later when it came up, oh, thank you to President Trump for helping us get back on. So I think some of the language that we use, we're very careful with, but we've been speaking more and more about things that matter. And we're not getting any warnings at this point, knock on wood. So I think we're moving in. Yeah, exactly. I think we're moving in the right direction. And I, for one, am glad to see it. What do you guys think?
Well, Sam's not getting any, but I've sure gotten my fair share the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did get one.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
Yeah. Come on now, Alex.
It's beard envy. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jealousy. Correct.
Hey, Barbie just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Barbie. Welcome. She had Ellie said, this is Crystal Zaysky. I have 2 phones and it seems 2 TikTok accounts. Okay, Ellie or Crystal or whatever name you want to go by today. Your secret is safe with us. Amber Rose said, I started getting a to-go bag ready. What are you guys' thoughts on if that is necessary? Well, I think it's always wise to be prepared. And I'm going to let Alex and Dave comment on this as well. But I don't see an imminent threat at this point. I couldn't have said that a few years ago. But my opinion is there is not an imminent threat at this point. But what do you guys think?
An imminent threat of what?
Well, she's talking about a bug out bag.
Sam and I have gone back and forth on this and had many of offline conversations about it. I think that we're seeing a massive amount of disclosure, transparency, and I've trained dogs since I was 17. I'm 52. A mean dog does not scare me at all, but a frightened dog, you don't know what that frightened dog is going to do, and I believe very much so that there is a significant probability that the scared dogs are going to bite. And I don't know what that looks like. And I know that Sam believes that whatever bite they might put forward, there's already somebody in a bite suit ready to take that bite. But I myself am very much on the side of being prepared and not needing it versus needing it and not being prepared. But my fear level is really low. because I'm prepared, right? So if it's something that gives you comfort to know that you've got a bag or you've got some things together in the event of, call me crazy, call me a prepper, call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. But we do have 5-gallon buckets with flour, sugar, water, rice, beans. Those are things that, they'll last for 15, 20 years. And in the event, part of that is also the part of the country that we live in. So, we've spent 3, 4, 5 days without electricity because of a windstorm or an ice storm or those things. So, yes, we have a generator. Yes, we have the ability to purify water. We have, the ability to eat rice and beans. After about the 5th day of rice and beans, it may not be the best thing, but reality is we're going to be alive to eat it, right? So, do what you need to do to bring your comfort level to a place of peace. Anxiety's worrying about tomorrow that isn't here yet, and depression's worrying about yesterday. So just stay present in the moment. Everything's okay, and do what you feel makes you comfortable. I hope that helps.
I think you're right. Dave, what are your thoughts?
I couldn't say it better. Always be prepared. Better to have it, not use it, than need it.
Yeah, exactly. And Alex was talking about not being afraid, and it's a perfect segue. Alex, a lot of you don't know this, but Alex is a published author, and he's a published author specifically about meditation. I own the book. I've read it several times. I've discussed it with him. Alex, will you tell everybody a little bit about what you have going on there?
I hesitate to call it a book. It's a guide. If you go to Amazon, or you can just Google, excuse me, The Easy Road to a Peaceful Mind. What I share in the book is my journey from adolescence and particular events in my life, struggles with many things, ADD, depression because of life situations and some other things that were happening. And through the course of all those changes, I found myself on a path that I would have never imagined. I walked away from corporate America and $250,000 a year director of IT job. I bought a farm and I live in the middle of nowhere. And anybody that ever knew me, that I told them that, I'm a mental health advisor, coach, I'm a meditation teacher, they'd say bullshit. But reality, the peace of mind that I have found from a simple daily practice of being mindful and stopping what's going on with where I got to be and what I got to do, my head is clear. Everyone who's ever known me for a long amount of time has noticed an incredible change in my demeanor and how I handle things. So, if somebody wants more information, you can Google An Easy Road to a Peaceful Mind. It'll pop right up on Amazon. It's not a long book. It's not a long read. It's literally several chapters that guide you through the process. If you want and need additional time after reading the book, hit me up on the website and I'd be more than happy to put on a free meditation class, walk through it with you once. If somebody wants to go deeper into, what's going on in their business or what's going on in their personal life and they feel like, they need to talk to somebody, I do that as well. So thanks for bringing that up, Sam. My gifts and my graces that I believe God gave me was one, the gift of verbal communication and being able to take difficult things and explain them in a way that really give people some comfort and help them find a way forward.
Well, and I think with all that's going on right now, Alex, I'm a proponent of meditation, very much so. And that's why as soon as I heard you had that book, I bought it and I read it several times. And as you know, we've had discussions about it. But I think it's important because not only are we talking about the geopolitical landscape in America, we're talking about the physiology of America, we're talking about mental health in America. And all of those things get better with meditation, in my opinion. But so thank you for doing that.
It's absolutely documented and proven in studies the benefits of practicing mindfulness and meditation. What it does for the brain's and body's ability to regulate hormones, to regulate sleep, to regulate thought processes. It's undeniable. My struggle with it was, extreme ADHD. I read this book and I watched this video and I tried this and I tried that, and the thing that people keep hearing is, well, you gotta quiet your mind, you gotta be still your mind, and to a lot of people that seems very unattainable. And so the method that I teach and the way that we go about it is I won't have you quiet your mind. We will direct your thoughts. It's not a guided meditation, but in 5-minute increments, you can set your mind on a path. And what magically happens through the course of repetition, it takes some time. For some, I've seen some people get it in, 3 or 4 times, and I've seen people take, a couple weeks, a month before it finally starts to click. But through that path, there'll come a point where you have an alpha drop, which is where our waking state as we go through every day is in the beta. Okay, that's when we're awake, we're alert, we're in our primal brain. And when we drop to alpha, it's an instant, almost like stillness. And then you stop and you go, oh, holy crap! I just quieted my mind.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the way it happens. You do it over time and you get used to it. All right, let's do a little bit of house cleaning here. Choose Your Poison. Hey, Choose Your Poison said, I'm a prepper. Tammy said, I've been one for 25 years. 80 Deuce Jeff said, rather be prepared and not need it than not. I think those are words of wisdom. Nanner said she's always been a can hoarder. Okay, Nanner. Hey, Buddy's Rubble here. Marty's here. Hey, Marty, glad you made it. Lisa Maria said, I love this family. Amen, Lisa Maria. So do I. Amber Rose said, that's my thoughts. I'd rather be ready just in case. I'm paranoid, so thank you for the thoughts. Melissa just said, a whole bunch of bears, and our Jeff Coach just sent some roses. Thanks, you guys. And as I said earlier, you can now subscribe to this channel on TikTok. It's $2.99 a month. And when you subscribe, I can see your chats much more clearly than everybody else. It helps you stand out. I can get to your questions a lot quicker. So if that's something that interests you, love to have you do it. Amber Rose said, God bless you guys. Thank you. Same to you, Amber Rose. Lisa Maria sent a bunch of hearts. Thank you, Lisa Maria. Kimmer said, absolutely correct, Alex.
Something else about subscriber bonuses. We have the ability to do a subscriber only lives. And I think that when we have some subscribers and we have the ability to do that, it will give us a smaller group of people, and we can go into topics maybe a little more in depth because it's not going to be on the FYP, and we can be a little more candid and frank with each other, just so everybody understands how that subscription works.
Right. And if you are a subscriber, I just turned on the function that if you're a subscriber, I can bring you up on the screen. So that's another incentive. And I'll be going through all the incentives, and I'll send it over to you, Alex, too, and you, Dave, so you can see what they are. I just turned them on this morning.
There's the Tony comment again.
What comment?
Stir Fry said, Sam, are you related to Tony?
Yeah, exactly. I get that all the time. Kimberly said, can't find it on Amazon. Can you maybe provide a link?
I can't. I can try to put a link. If you go to Google, just go straight to Google and type in The Easy Road to a Peaceful Mind. It'll pop right up at the top.
Cool. All right. Let us know how that works, Kimberly, if you can find that or not. Barbie is now one of our subscribers. Welcome, Barbie. Thank you. I think we saw that earlier. And she said she was responding to Deborah Robinson. Absolutely. Amber Rose said, "My mind is always racing, so I'll definitely take your advice." And that is very good advice. I have been practicing that type of meditation now for what, Alex, a couple months. So
Yes, sir.
I am a proponent of it as well.
And have any idiosyncrasies happened for you, Sam?
Well, I would say quite a few have, yes. Not idiosyncrasies or synchronicities.
Either one.
Yeah, synchronicities, yes. And as my mind becomes more calm, I think there was a series of books that were written years ago. Carlos Castaneda, I don't know if you ever read those books, but Carlos Castaneda wrote these different series of books. And one of the things that he highlighted, I think they were called fiction, but they were based on a lot of truth. And he said that every day we get what he called a 1 millimeter of opportunity that we can see. And it happens all day long. And when your mind is quiet and you can see those opportunities, your life becomes much more clear, at least in my opinion.
Paul has quite a few questions for us. Paul, I see your comments. Firing nuclear regulatory employees, not investigating Pentagon budgets, contracts to SpaceX. I think that we need to be patient and see how this ferrets itself out, because I know that there has been talk of audits on all of the government agencies, to include the Pentagon. So, I think we should be patient. As far as tax breaks to billionaires go, if someone sits down and really does the math on the amount of taxes that would be generated if they were to excessively tax billionaires, that it wouldn't even make a dent in what's going on with reality. But when you look at the findings of what the Department of Government Efficiency is finding, that is a 100x in return over the revenue of the tax breaks that billionaires get. And when we think about tax breaks to billionaires, let's take one of those billionaires and comparatively understand the number of jobs that they create, right? And I think that's part of the thing that gets lost in the narrative. Oh, eat the rich, the billionaires, they're not paying taxes. Well, my question to you, Paul, if you have kids, do you take an exemption for your kids? Do you get the child tax credits, right? Like, I mean, really understand what it is that we're being fed as a narrative versus what the reality is.
Right, exactly. And we are so early in the game, everyone. We just don't know how it's going to play out, what direction it's going to take. But I am confident, based on what we've seen thus far, 30 days into this, we are going to see some significant changes for the better. In my opinion, federal income tax is going away. In my opinion, the bureaucracy that has tied our hands as business owners for decades is going away. When you take the shackles off of a group of people like Americans and allow innovation and enterprise to thrive, there's no telling where this economy is going to go, at least in my opinion. What do you guys think?
The biggest Ben said, Alex, name one fraudulent crime Musk has found. Well, in order to find the crime, we've got to follow the money, right? And if you look at, let's take the several $1 billion that went to Haiti during the earthquake, okay, to these non-governmental agencies, right? And then you see the actual number of dollars that landed in that country. They built 6 houses. How is that not fraud? But we're going to have to be, like I said, we're going to have to be patient because it takes time. We're seeing where the waste is. Now, once they start looking at that waste to figure out where it comes back in and who it came back into, I think you're going to get your answer on fraud, brother.
Yeah.
And someone else said that Musk has no right to be in the position he's in. Every single president in the history of presidents has appointed people to go do jobs. That's part of the executive branch, is to bring people in that can effectively do the task that the American people overwhelmingly mandated.
Right.
So
I agree.
He has every right to be there. Just so you know, the Department of Government Efficiency was not created by our current president. So go figure out which president created that and what was the name of it before they renamed it to Doge.
Right. Exactly. So, so on a lighter note, we have Lynn said, you know, the eye candy on this live is not fair. Sorry, wives. I was just stating a fact. I'm married. Lynn, I think I love you.
I'll fix that.
But hi there, Allie.
No,
How are you?
How's that for eye candy?
he's silly.
No, he's not. He's
Oh,
being
how lucky-
truthful.
She
I was
just doesn't know how lucky she's got it, does she, Alex?
exactly. And that was classic, Lynn. Thank you for that. That made me laugh.
Lisa Ann said billionaire tax rate is not the problem, it's the write-offs. Someone else said the tax breaks to billionaires are crushing us. Again, that is a narrative that has been fed to you, and if you understand the accounting of the system and the way that the taxes that they're not paying, right, is credits for the amount of jobs and gross domestic product that they are producing in this country.
Charities, they donate
Now,
to-
hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Should companies out there be giving their CEOs and their executives, you know, these multi-million dollar bonuses in the same years that they did not experience losses and their gross domestic product went through the roof? And I mean,
Well, but again, I'm not a proponent of micromanaging the economic sector. I think that water will reach equal ground. Water,
100%.
there, what's that?
100%.
So to micromanage something, it removes the innovation, it removes the opportunity for people to just cut loose. And I think that's where we're going with all of this ever since the Supreme Court voted on the Chevron deference, with all the bureaucracies that have been put in place, especially here in California. We're going to see an explosion in the economy that I don't think we've ever seen before, at least in my opinion.
And biggest
Yeah,
spins.
on taxes, go ahead.
Tesla, biggest Ben said Tesla paid zero in federal taxes last year. That's fraudulent. Okay, so let's look at the Green New Deal and let's look at the tax breaks that's being given to an organization that's creating green cars or whatever. But if we want to take that and carry it backwards, let's talk about quantitative easing and bailing out motor companies. Like, I agree with you. The system is broken, but you're not going to point to one specific thing and it's all going to be fixed by that one specific thing. And if I'm going to point at something, I damn sure better understand how it all gets to the point that it gets to and what are the repercussions on the other side of it. Or is that just a narrative that I'm being fed to get me pissed off?
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, we're being fed a narrative to get us pissed off so that we'll be mad and we'll have an argument. We'll not enough and often enough, people start to believe it.
Right.
Do please, people, use discernment. Do your own due diligence. Understand what it means when you say that billionaire is paying, 5% taxes and he should be paying, 38% like I am. Well, why isn't he? And what breaks does he get at those levels? It's Sam's right. Water levels itself, right? So if you make a really good phone, people are going to pay $1,500 for a phone that costs you $10 to make. Can you be mad at them? If you make a really crappy phone, nobody's going to pay you $1,500 for that phone, right? So where does the water level itself out? When you get out of the way and you let businesses do business and buy and sell and create, we, the people, are the equalizer in that market. If you make a shitty car, I'm not buying your car.
Right.
If it only lasts me 2 years and I got to go buy another one, I'm going to go find a car that's going to last me 15 or 20 years.
Yeah. I know. Betty's Rubble, Marty said it was Obama and it was Department of Digital Services that actually created Doge. They just changed the name. Yeah, absolutely. Amber Rose said that she's beautiful. I'm sure she's talking about Allie.
That certainly ain't me.
Our Jeff Coat 24 said, fraud cases are not easy, but trust me, when you follow the money, you'll find a trail. And I think that's very true.
100%.
Yeah,
But you can't go after people for fraud if you haven't found the fraud first.
right. I agree. So let me get some house cleaning done here, guys. Jen said the hypocrisy is nuts. So it's okay for one president to do it, but not Trump. Well, again, we have the Trump derangement syndrome that is alive and well. It's being dealt with and on a regular basis and a slow process, but it's true. If whatever something Mr. President Trump does, automatically it's bad in some people's eyes. And that's just not fair. And it's not right. It's not logical, and it's not critical thinking. We have Stir Fry said that's a Biden deal to not tax the electrical industry. Well, once again, we are going to see a great leveling of commerce in America. When you remove the handcuffs with the red tape, when you remove the bureaucracies that were never voted into power, but have controlled commerce in our country, you are going to see, look at what just happened today with Apple. $500 billion investment, 20,000 jobs. What does that tell you? If that's not proof that we're moving in the right direction, I don't know what is.
Paul says the regulations giving up on now in banking were installed after the Great Depression. But you have to understand the Great Depression and understand history, sir. Understand the centralized banking system that brought that depression into place in the first place. They're generating dollars and charging us interest for handing us that dollar. That's a debt game that we'll never get out of, right? That's called fiat currency. And the reality is most of the regulations that they're looking at and going after were not put in place after the Great Depression. They were put in place in the 70s when we came off of the gold standard. And our dollar from 1913 to today is worth 97% less. Back in the 30s, you could buy $1 worth of something and get $1 worth of something. Now you spend $1 and you can get 3% of something. Things are not getting more expensive, folks. The dollar does not have the purchasing power anymore. So again, I beg you, please go find some history on banking and why we are where we are and how we got here. Right. This is the third centralized bank system that's been in place since this country started. And our founding fathers said what? A bank, a private bank in control of our monetary system is worse than any standing army in the world. And this is the third time that we've had to go through this. And I think that's what's happening when we're talking about going into Fort Knox and we're talking about looking at the monetary system, understanding GDP, understanding why we're in the debt that we're in. We're broke. Right. We don't have a money problem. We have a spending problem.
Well, at a more fundamental level, we have a banking problem. We have a fiat 100%. Currency. Yeah. We have a fiat currency that is not only removed from the precious metals or backed by gold, but we have fractional banking. And for those of you who don't understand fractional banking, prior to fractional banking, a bank had to have $1 in reserve to loan out $1. Fractional banking came in 6 months after we were taken off the gold and silver standard. And all of a sudden, the banks could have $1 in reserve and loan out $9. As Alex said, it's a debt system that we have got to utterly destroy in order for our economy and the economy of the world to get back on their feet.
And Paul, I think Paul is getting it. I mean, you said it. You can have a gold-based currency and regulate industry. You can regulate industry. I think the problem is we have an exorbitant over-regulation of industry, right? If this goes back to free market, if I go to my local credit union and they're going to give me 2% on a new car, but I go to a great big bank and that great big bank, because of regulations, is gonna charge me 10% on the same car, same amount of money, same note. Well, what am I gonna do, right? So getting rid of, you have to use this rate. Let banking is a business. Let it open up and let banks decide what their interest rates are. We are over-regulated. We're regulated even after we're gone. we're regulated. Everything I earn now, if I can't pass it on to my kids because it's regulated, and they're going to have to pay taxes into perpetuity on this and that and the other because dad did what he was supposed to do. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I agree. Melissa is now one of our subscribers. Welcome, Melissa. Thank you for subscribing. She also sent a bear. How sweet. 80 Deuce Jeff, who's one of our subscribers, said zero inflation from 1790 to 1932. That speaks volumes. Thank you for sending that, Deuce. You're absolutely right.
We were a tariff-based economy.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Deb J's here. Hey, Deb. Kat said, so let's raise the debt ceiling. Makes no sense. I personally believe that there is a process that we are going through that is taking the feet out from underneath the central banking system. And part of that is what you're seeing with the debt system. But again, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But I think that's part of what they're doing.
Paul says we can afford to have all these government agencies, social programs, etc. if we tax the rich. Sir, your math is desperately flawed. I'm sorry. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll move on.
Exactly. We just need to move on.
And we cut the waste. We cut the waste. That's where the key is. Look at the waste that's came out, and it's going to even more. Just the tip of the iceberg.
That's exactly right. And when you combine that waste with a fiat-based currency and a central banking system that not only controls American banks, but has their tentacles in every other central bank around the world, to the tune of prior to President Trump, 184 countries, they control commerce. And they want, why do you think that we went into Libya or to Syria or to Egypt before that? Because they were going to break away from the US dollar. And we couldn't.
Because they were some of the last countries in the world that were still on a gold-backed currency without a centralized banking system.
Right. So Amber Rose wants to know, so do you guys not believe the Canadian will follow through with their threat with the Northeast power? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Do you guys know what she's talking about?
I believe there's a concern over the electrical grid and which portion of it is supplying electricity to here to there. I'm not a lineman. I don't understand, but I do have a brother-in-law that's a lineman. Here where we're at, they have these windmills all across the state, and our state takes none of that electricity. It's all shipped to Texas to help with their power grids. I think that we as a people are resilient and problem solvers, and I think that any challenge we're faced with, we're going to be able to figure it out probably pretty quickly. So if they did, how long would it last? I think that if we did get into that type of scenario, that it's a back and forth. Quite clearly, we have a considerable amount of leverage over that situation that they just don't have. So I don't know.
And let's not mention the military.
If you believe in President Trump, you got to realize he's already got a plan in place at that point.
Absolutely. And as we see, most world leaders around the world are bending the knee. They know what's coming. They know what's already happening, and they want to get on the right side of history. And that's part of what we're seeing with Macron coming here to America and, meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office today, Trudeau being there. They all know what they see, the writing on the wall, and they're trying to get on the right side of history, in my opinion. So let me do some house cleaning here, guys. Double tap that screen if you're on TikTok, and share this live out. If you're on X, YouTube, or Rumble, give us the thumbs up or the positive affirmation button. We do have subscriptions now on now I completely lost my train of thought. Thanks, Alex. So we have a subscription now on TikTok. You can join as a subscriber. It'll highlight your messages to us. We can read them really easily. There's a bunch of benefits. I just uploaded a bunch of benefits today, and there's more coming. So join up, be part of our subscriber base. We're going to be doing some private lives as well with the subscriber base. So if you have the ability and you have the notion, come and join us as a subscriber.
Hey, I'm going to go take care of my mom. I'm going to give you guys some final thoughts.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up now anyway. So go ahead, Alex, with your final.
Everybody take a deep breath. I don't care what side you're on, what you believe to be true. At the end of the day, I believe that for a considerable amount of time, the powers that be want us arguing. They want us fighting. They want us at each other's throat. They want us disagreeing. They don't want us to come together and ask real meaningful questions like, what do you want? Because the question, what do you want, in any argument brings you to a table of negotiation. When we're busy slinging facts and back and forths and you don't know what you're talking about, we never get to a point of consideration of what does the other side want. I understand people are hurting. I understand that social programs need to be in place for those that don't have the ability to do so. I take care of my 87-year-old mother. I see her check that comes in every month. I understand what a fixed income looks like. And I get it. And the compassion for people that have less, I 100% have that. I'm not heartless, right? Take a deep breath. Love is what gets us to the other side of any situation, period. So, Sam, thank you. I appreciate you. Dave, have an amazing evening, brother. I appreciated the ride on the tractor today. That was awesome. And we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Again, if you Google the easy road to a peaceful mind.
Excellent. Excellent. Dave, final thoughts?
I've got it written down, Alex. I'm ready to order it. So
Good.
I'm excited. You know, people nervous. They want answers now. It takes time. All this takes time. And you just got to put faith in Trump. President Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He's a step ahead. So worried about power up north. He's already thought of that. So we'll be okay.
I agree with both you guys. So as always, gentlemen, thank you for being here. Everybody on TikTok, X, YouTube, and Rumble, thank you for being part of our live. We will be going live again tomorrow morning, probably a little earlier, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So if you can join us then, that would be wonderful. And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, guys.
Have a blessed night.
You too.